What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Rico's React. Today, we're going to be reacting to Deadpool and Wolverine trailer number 2. Let's go ahead and let's get it. I am so excited. I'm so hyped to see this movie. I'm going to go see it with the boys. You already know. But other than that, let's go ahead and let's jump right into it. I just got out of work. It's late. It's 11:30 right now, 11:30 p.m. Let's go watch this trailer. I've been avoiding spoilers the whole day today. So let's get it.
I told you, you're not welcome here. You're not welcome anywhere. Now get the fuck out of my bar.
Just give me one more drink and then I'll leave.
I got Logan.
Right now.
Look, lady, I'm not interested.
All right, well, I'm sort of on the tick, so upsy daisy. Here we
go.
Oh, whiskey dick of the claws. It's quite common in Wolverines over 40.
You don't want this.
Unless you want to take a deep breath through your fucking forehead, I suggest you reconsider.
Oh yeah, Yellow Suit Wolverine, bro. That's crazy.
I'm about to lose everything that I've ever cared about.
Not my fucking problem.
Is that what you said when your world went to shit?
Let's see some Easter eggs.
Come again.
This Wolverine let down his entire world.
Oh, that's a different version of Wolverine. Ooh. Okay, that's a different version.
You, or should we wait for a third act flashback?
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, July, bro. I'm so excited. It's a few months away.
I don't know anything about saving worlds, but you
the Golden Deagle.
Trust me.
The Golden Kimble Deagles, bro.
You were an X-Man. You were the X-Man.
I am soaking wet right now.
Definitely gotta mute this music. Definitely copyright. 20th Century Fox logo.
Boys are so silly.
This is what I'm talking about.
Elias. We got Elias. We got a big ass Iron Man head from his suit. What the hell? Nah, I gotta watch the deep dive after this. Is gonna be crazy.
Big slow motion action sequence. Who knows if you live or die?
Ooh, Magneto?
Let's fucking go.
Is she like a female version of Magneto? Doctor Strange? That was definitely Doctor Strange.
Wanna do some cocaine?
Hey, okay. Good thing that Feige said
I know all the slang terms they have.
Feige, Kevin Feige.
Snowboarding?
Even disco dust.
White girl interrupted?
Even force bump.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Yes. I can't.
He said Kevin Feige. He said Feige, cocaine is off limits. Yo, that's crazy. Is this on a screen? I told you to shh, okay? I'm recording a video. Let's go look for new Rockstar.
Welcome back to New Rock.
Sorry, that was my son. Let's 60-minute video. Let's get it. New Rockstar. Eric Voss.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss, and this is a
I wanna see
reaction
what
to
I
the new
missed.
trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine. This video is just going to be my initial reaction to this trailer. In the goodies that Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman feel obliged to share with us these 3 months before the release. And then after my reaction, I'm going to quickly go back through this trailer to discuss the big highlights, but my frame-by-frame breakdown of all the Easter eggs in this trailer, like everything, is going to come to the New Rockstars channel tomorrow. Let's
Tomorrow,
give this a
okay.
reaction here.
Damn, I'm gonna react to Eric Voss react to Wolverine.
Welcome anywhere. Now get the fuck out of my bar.
Just give me one more drink and then I'll leave.
Hi, Peanut. I'm gonna need you to come with me right now.
Bro, this reaction was crazy.
I'm not interested.
All right, well, I'm sort of on the tick-tick, so upsy daisy. Here we go. Oh, whiskey dick of the claws. Not common in Wolverines over 40.
You don't want this.
Yo,
Unless you want to
so
take a deep
funny.
breath through your forehead, I suggest you.
All right. Let's go ahead and look at the breakdown real quick. I'll watch that reaction on my own time. I'm not gonna react to Eric Voss react to Wolverine.
It's not going to be a Deadpool 3. It's going to be a Deadpool and Wolverine, and it's going to be as much a Wolverine movie seen on, and I'm loving it. Like, I have missed Wolverine so much in movies, and just going back through all the X-Men and Deadpool movies for our X-Men rewatch, this captures so much about who the character is and what his journey has been, but this is like a different Wolverine than what we've
It's a
seen
different
before.
Wolverine,
Notice
yep.
how he's definitely younger. It's not like the 2017 Logan where they aged up Hugh Jackman to be like grizzled and literally at death's door. This is like the age and the haircut that we saw in 2013's The Wolverine. And James
2013,
Mangold
yeah.
definitely made Wolverine at that point in time like starting to lose his grip on his powers, just getting a little bit older. But either way, this is like a Wolverine from a different point in X-Men history or from the X-Men multiverse than we've seen before. This is either a Wolverine from like just at the end of X-Men Days of Future Past when there was that revised
Something like
point
that.
in 2024, but it's like a couple years before we got to his death in 2029, the events of 2017 Logan, or this is just a Wolverine from a completely different universe timeline than we've seen before.
I think
like
so.
This Wolverine is ready for it all to end. Notice how he like leans into the barrel of Deadpool's gun, and his claws only snicked out like maybe an inch or so, and they are adamantium here. They're not his bone claws, but we did see him struggle to completely extend his claws at the beginning of the 2017 Logan film, where like 2 of the 3 claws went out, but the 3rd one didn't, and kind of got jammed, and later we had to see him like grab it and try to pull it back into his knuckles. This trailer uses Madonna's Like a Prayer, which is just like a crazy song choice. But if you think about the music video for that track, that's where Madonna controversially featured like a crucified Jesus, and she cast a black Jesus, and there was like part of America that got really mad that she did that. But I think that just ties in with this idea of Deadpool being Marvel's Jesus, and that is something that we heard him talk about in the first trailer and came back in the CinemaCon footage. And what does it mean though to be Marvel's Jesus? It's not just like a savior, it's also someone who sacrifices themselves, who is like the sin eater, the ultimate scapegoat archetype. I think that tells us like what Deadpool's function really is going to be in this. He's not just saving everyone, he's taking the place of other people who have died. There were some rumors going around purported by Scooper Daniel RPK that, you know, there's going to be this concept of anchors in this movie, where in every universe there is one person whose death triggers the overall death of that universe shortly after that. And I feel like Wolverine might be the anchor of whatever universe he came from, and that Deadpool may end up taking his place to kind of like plug that hole.
Somebody's
crazy.
gonna die.
I like how
Either
this
Wolverine
trailer
or
picks
Deadpool
up
for
with
real.
the end of the last trailer where Wolverine is stepping into frame, and now we see the other side of it. We get like our first real shots of Hugh Jackman in the yellow and blue suit, and he just looks great. This is the part of the void where there's like the half submerged 20th Century Fox logo that also kind of looks like Canada's CN Tower. And of course, there's just gonna be a ton of like Ryan Reynolds Canada references. We know in the background of this corner of the void, there's also like a Golden Gate Bridge from X-Men The Last Stand. I'm gonna go through all of this frame by frame in the video that's coming out tomorrow. But our one sighting of Matthew McFadden paradox in this trailer tells Wade that this Wolverine let down his entire world. And you'll notice how at this point in the footage, Deadpool's already suited up. So it's like he's getting further instructions on the other side of his suit up sequence, which we know from the CinemaCon footage is going to include Deadpool getting new adamantium katanas. And you notice that Paradox here has his nose broken. So there was some conflict where like Wade punched him in the face, or like maybe forced him to headbutt the camera as well and say, "Fuck you, Fox, I'm going to Disneyland." Whether you're trying to stay healthy or get healthy, you're going to need the
Let's give this ad.
world, because like it seems like all X-Men universes eventually end up in like tragedy, or the X-Men failing, or the mutants always being hunted. There's this weird cryptic shot of Logan in like a cornfield with these weird like statues
Yeah,
that
that
are
was
all
weird.
kind of uniform in a row. At first I thought it was like a perimeter fence of some kind, but these might be like headstones to whatever X-Men have died. And so Logan is just kind of like heartbroken that he failed these guys. Like maybe this is the universe where like Mr. Sinister was ultimately successful, or like a different version of Apocalypse was successful, or a universe where Cassandra Nova was successful. So actually, let's talk about Cassandra Nova here, because Emma Corrin shows up in this trailer and they look awesome. Cassandra Nova, you know, people know her as the twin sister of Charles Xavier, but it goes a bit deeper than that. Cassandra Nova is technically what's known as a Mumudrai, which is a Shi'ar term, meaning someone's kind of like spiritual, cosmic other self, like their shadow self. And normally they never take a physical form, but because Charles Xavier is such an advanced telepathic and telekinetic mind, that his Mumudrai actually takes a physical form when he's in the womb. And that these two fetuses end up having this insane battle and then Charles Xavier is able to defeat her. But because his Mumudrai twin is just so powerful, whatever's left of her clings to life and lives in a sewer, and then just kind of grows up and becomes Cassandra Nova, which is a major force to be reckoned with, and is like the major villain of the Grant Morrison E is for Extinction storyline in the 2001-2002 era of the comics, where basically she finds in Ecuador a master mold. So a master mold is like a giant printer for Sentinels, and she finds a master mold in Ecuador and uses Boulevard Trask to basically unleash a wild Sentinel on Genosha and kill 16 million mutants. Now, spoiler for X-Men 97, but we are seeing that storyline in X-Men 97. The mystery right now in X-Men 97 is who's behind it. Is Cassandra Nova behind it, or are they giving her plan to like a different character? So far, it seems like they're giving it to a different character, either Mr. Sinister, or maybe Mr. Sinister is part of some kind of alliance with Apocalypse and Bastion and other characters. So that's why when you see Cassandra Nova in this trailer, she is just using her telekinesis to control Wolverine's claws, and she's just going to be a really difficult character to kill. And I wonder if we're going to see like the aftermath of her Genoshan genocide in whatever universe Wolverine came from. Now, perhaps one of the best jokes in this trailer is just this like set piece in the background where it's a shop storefront called Liefeld's Just Feet, which is just like such a funny comic joke, because it's a reference to Rob Liefeld, who's a co-creator of Deadpool and a Marvel Comics creator known for his work in the early 90s. But basically a lot of Marvel characters were his kind of designs, and he just had a reputation for not really
That's crazy. A lot of information, a lot of theories.
Hulked out people with insane proportions, with like weirdly impractical straps and pouches. But like when you looked at their feet, it would just be like just a little circle, or just like a weird little triangle or sliver at the bottom of the frame, and they'd be like so small and just insignificant. So how would these characters stand? And this is just something Rob Liefeld's always been mocked for. So this looks like a shoe store or a podiatrist clinic, I guess, where characters who maybe lose their feet can get like new feet that get plugged on, or just suited up with like footwear. Now Alioth appears in this trailer, but the real money shot is like where Cassandra Nova lives inside of, in whatever this wasteland void is, and it is the giant helmet. And if you look closely inside of that helmet, the giant skull of an Ant-Man. We're not sure if it's Scott Lang or if it's Hank Pym, but like the trailer did begin with Deadpool saying "Hi, Peanuts," which is what Scott Lang calls his daughter Cassie. But the fact that it's like a giant skull head of Ant-Man, it reminds us of the Old Man Logan comic. That's what people thought the Logan film was going to be based on, but it really wasn't. Old Man Logan is just insane and crazy, and I highly recommend you read it. It's where Logan teams up with a blind Hawkeye in this kind of post-apocalyptic road trip in a universe where like all of the X-Men, all the Marvel heroes have just been wiped out.
I gotta read that.
Villains, and at one point they pass by a giant dead corpse of Ant-Man that's just kind of strewn across the countryside. But Cassandra Nova lives inside of this head, and we're just reminded of how like in the Marvel universe people live inside the nowhere.
Oh, we got a few X-Men villains right here. The red guy from Days of the Future Past. The girl with the I think he's gonna explain to that later. What the heck? So it's like from every single universe or movie. Oh, interesting. This is gonna be a fun movie.
We're just reminded of how, like, in the Marvel universe, people live inside the skull of nowhere.
Okay.
So it's just kind of like an interesting recurring setting to live inside of a dead character's skull. Could this have come from a universe where, like, Scott Lang got really big for the Battle of Endgame, but he was ultimately killed by Thanos? And at somewhere in the multiverse, his body was just left dead. We also saw a giant Yellow Jacket helmet in the background of the void of Loki Season 1, Episode 5. But we learned last trailer that Pyro from X2 and X-Men The Last Stand is going to appear among the scavengers that serve Cassandra Nova. But here we see a few other cameos. Right up front, I'm pretty sure that's Azazel, might even be Jason Fleming Azazel from X-Men First Class. We also see
First Class.
I'm pretty sure that's Lady Deathstrike with the long nails. She was played by Kelly Hu in
that was like
X2
the
X-Men United.
X-Men 2. Okay,
down that I'm pretty sure is Toad. Now Toad was played by Ray Park in the 2000 X-Men. So
that was the original
Ray
X-Men.
Park show up here. In the background
that's
behind them,
crazy.
and at one point you see this driving, I'm pretty sure that's a T-16 Roadster, the car of Red Skull in Captain America the First Avenger, but it's been like souped up. Dogpool finally makes an appearance.
Dogpool.
And the trailer ends with Deadpool and Wolverine jumping into a sorcerer sparkle portal. So this would tell us that some sorcerer is going to be involved.
Some
in the
sorcerer,
storyline,
not
either
Doctor Strange
or Wong, maybe
Wong.
the Ancient One, someone else.
I could definitely see Wong.
We don't see where they're jumping. It's been.
I could definitely see Wong or Doctor Strange.
They're just not finished to show us where they're jumping on the other side. Significant. It would have had to be something that is immediately recognizable and important to the history of like the X-Men franchise. So I'm thinking either like the Statue of Liberty, or maybe it's like a Master Mold Sentinel head. Maybe it's the Battle of Earth from Avengers Endgame.
I know you.
Anywhere in the history of
his
MCU.
theories are
we learned in the CinemaCon
crazy.
footage that
none of
the
that will be
possible
happening.
futures that Wade sees,
Probably
where
something
Paradox
simple.
is showing him all the different screens of like Marvel history, is that we see like Deadpool held by Thor in Thor: The Dark World, where Loki pretended to die on Svartalfheim, the Dark World, but like Loki didn't really die, and Wade is kind of taking his place. And Paradox is like, turn that off. That's just a a very distant future. But like one of the missions that Ryan Reynolds has with all of his Deadpool films, there's like really two missions, right? One mission is to take the character of Wade Wilson, Deadpool, from a place of like smug ego, and then just kind of break him down into more of a hero by forcing him to like butcher his own body and his own soul to the point of heroism, to make him really like a Jesus type sacrificial hero. And the second mission is to just parody everything that has come up in superhero cinema from the last one to this one. I think Ryan Reynolds does consider these Deadpool movies like the scary movie franchise to superhero movies. So since May 2018, what have we had? Not only have we had the Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame conflict, we've had like everything in the MCU multiverse.
Damn,
saga. We've had Marvel
Eric Voss can
Network
talk
on Disney Plus. We've had like all of
for
Sony Marvel movies.
hours,
The
bro.
first one was like
Straight
Venom,
theories,
and that was in October
theories.
2018. We've had like the Disney buyout of Fox. We've had the transition of the DC movies from the Snyder era to now James Gunn taking over, and then everything that happened with James Gunn in Marvel. There's like so much that Deadpool's got a parody, and I feel like at some point we're gonna see Wade facing off against Thanos and saying,
All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it off right there. Let me all right, guys, I'm ending it off right there. If you guys want to see more trailer reactions and stuff like that, just leave it down in the comments below. Just let me know if you guys like it or not. But I'm gonna continue to just do it because I like reacting to new trailers, movie trailers, stuff like that. Superhero, DC, Marvel, anything I like, anything related to what I like and stuff like that. Yeah, just let me know. Have a good night. See you guys on the next trailer.